So, we're here in Manila with the great legendary champion Manny Pacquiao, Sean Gibbons, and Manny is announcing.
It was like when I was growing up, he was always a fighter I was studying. I was always like watching. He was always like one of my favorites. It was so like just so technical. Even when he was in danger.
Following Manny Pacquiao's election loss, he officially announced his ring return against Mario Barrios, and the pair had their first official face-off. As much as this fight seems nothing more than an intense exhibition fight to many fans, the face-off carried the atmosphere of two hungry fighters. His opponent, on the other hand, knows what Manny Pacquiao is capable of as a fighter. In his 40s, he handed Keith Thurman his first career defeat to become the oldest ever world champion in the welterweight division. Hence, Barrios is well aware that there's absolutely nothing Manny Pacquiao can't do when we talk about the boxing ring. His loss in the Philippines senatorial election has nothing on him. The younger fighter carried the zeal and for his first world title as he stared down at Manny Pacquiao. It's a big fight between a boxing legend and a boxing champion, a legend who's after the agenda of defying the odds of father time and prove to the boxing world that boxing hasn't returned him like.
When you see the Manny Pacquiao fight, what can you learn from that fight?
It showed that combination punchers. That's how Pacquiao was landing. His punches, combinations, and it just shows you that he is a great fighter. But I'm going into this camp, into this fight confident, everything right with our game plan, and I'm going to try to execute it as best as I can.
With their fight scheduled in July, a press conference was announced to hold in the coming weeks as the fighters get geared for an epic boxing match in the world's capital of boxing, Las Vegas. Ever since it was announced that boxing legend Manny Pacquiao would be coming out of retirement to return to the ring to fight reigning World Boxing Council welterweight champion Mario Barrios, in the coming months, boxing fans and analysts alike have been questioning this decision and voicing their concern about the 46-year-old trying to make his comeback. It would be one thing if Pacquiao were coming out of retirement for another low-stakes exhibition bout, which is what he did against Rukia Ampo back in July 2024.
Surprising. Obviously, I know Manny very well. He's a true competitor. He's a guy that if you put something in his head, and obviously to create more history, he's a guy that's going to give everything and try his best. That's what Manny. One thing I always learned with Manny is give 110% and try your best no matter what. So he's going to give it his all.
However, this time he's fighting a world champion who is still in his prime and will do everything in his power to separate Pacquiao from consciousness. On May 15th, the Boxing Kingdom X account posted a video of Pacquiao training before this Barrios fight, captioning the post, "First footage of Manny Pacquiao training for his professional boxing comeback has been released. Pull up, it's gone before we start here. Pacquiao Barrios, Manny former opponent of yours. A lot of reports he's going to fight Mario Barrios for the WBC title a number of years out of the ring. What do you make of it?" Well, one, I hope he doesn't get hurt. I think there's every chance he could do a secondly. I think how he got to a world title shot fifth in the world. Fans are making their concern about this footage apparent in the comments. He got tired first time I've ever seen him get fatigued hitting the bags. Bad sign. Good luck to him, legend. One fan wrote. Another added, I hate to see him coming back. I hope he doesn't get hurt for real. A third fan replied by posting a gif of Pacquiao knocked out cold during one of his fights, as if forecasting that this would.
Can't be Father Time, but Father Time is hard, and it was very hard watching him fight Lucas. You could see it, and then watching the exhibition he had with the Korean guy or the Japanese guy in last year. It was hard to watch. I know Manny. I know the man that I was sparring. I love that guy. So, but again, he's a legend, and he turns it on.
Manny Pacquiao should get his Hall of Fame and leave gracefully. I know there's no point being unnecessarily undefeated, but there's no point having too many people, especially young fighters, who should honor you and show you respect, and suddenly you fight them and begin to lose to them. All since it seems clear that Pacquiao is serious about this, bout fans can only hope and pray that he comes out healthy on the other side. The former 8-weight world champion is set to face World Boxing Council welterweight title holder Mario Barrios for the green and gold strap on July 19th. Despite following a 4-year hiatus from the paid ranks, the last time he stepped foot in the professional ring, Pacquiao was beaten on points by Yordenis Ugas in August 2021.
It's come before we start here. Pacquiao Barrios, Manny, former opponent of yours. A lot of reports he's going to fight Mario Barrios for the WBC title a number of years out of the ring. What do you make of it?
Well, one, I hope he doesn't get hurt. I think there's every chance he could do. Secondly, I think how has he got to a world title shot? 50.
Do you sense? Then the 46-year-old has returned to action in a pair of exhibition bouts against Korean martial artist DKU and Japanese kickboxer Rukia Ampo. His dismal display against the latter led to calls for him to never fight again. However, the World Boxing Council have sanctioned him to compete for their version of the world title after recently entering him into the 147 pounds rankings at number 5. Pacquiao is 17 years older than Barrios, who is in his athletic prime at 29. Several members of the boxing fraternity have expressed concerns for Pacquiao's health heading into the fight, and those worries were only deepened by his recent training footage.
Imagine if he was number 1 and 2 in the division and trained all your life to get there, and then Manny comes in after being retired 5 years and or whatever it is, and goes into number 5 in the division. Boxing these days.
Think Barrios or Ujak's hands still look fast in the 30-second clip of him hitting the bag, but his feet were lagging behind, as several supporters pointed out in the comment section. One X user posted, "Legs are gone." Another message, "Them legs ain't there, but that pop and quick twitch still is." A third added, "He got tired first time I've ever seen him get fatigued hitting the bag's bad sign, but good luck to him, legend." A fourth commented, "We are about to witness a live murder of Manny. Sad times. We are in the boxing community." Meanwhile, somebody else simply stated, "This is sad. Best days are behind him. If Pacquiao somehow manages to upset the apple cart and beat Barrios, then he will become the second oldest world champion of all time."
So my legs is tight.
Yeah, we saw that you didn't use your legs as much, not as much footwork from you, and not as much head movement from you as well. Was it a matter of tightness? Was that the issue?
Yeah, my legs is so tight. That's why it's hard to move.
Do you think that's father time? 42 years old, still doing this, man, going the distance here against yes, look at this. This crowd is so pumped to be here. They came to see you.
Bernard Hopkins currently holds the record at 49 years and 297 days old, although Bihop was still actively competing in the sport at the time and remained fully committed to training until his retirement at 51. Pacquiao is a different case altogether. The Filipino legend has spent the last 4 years focusing on his political career and hasn't been living in the gym like he would have to at his senior age. But now, boxing great Manny Pacquiao is coming out of retirement to fight Mario Barrios for the World Boxing Council welterweight crown. In July, Pacquiao's team made the announcement on Thursday, just hours after he conceded defeat in a bid for another seat in the Philippine Senate.
Pacquiao, why? What do you think? You think Barrios?
Pacquiao promised to continue serving the country despite losing in the midterm elections. "I may not have won in my run for the Senate, but I am totally grateful for each vote, each prayer, and support, Pacquiao said in Filipino. He even thanked voters who did not choose him because you were part of the process to strengthen our democracy. He said he remains committed to serve the country. The fight continues, service continues for God, for the country, for each Filipino, he added.
Serious.
Pacquiao's like 50.
He's 46. But he's still Pacquiao.
Years off. No, he's not. I think Barrios.
You said Pacquiao. I think Pacquiao.
I think so. Zero chance.
Pacquiao promised to continue serving the country despite losing in the midterm elections. I may not have won in my run for the Senate, but I am totally grateful for each vote, each prayer, and support, Pacquiao said in Filipino. He even thanked voters who did not choose him because you were part of the process to strengthen our democracy. He said he remains committed to serve the country. The fight continues, service continues for God, for the country, for each Filipino, he added.
Manny Pacquiao will face Mario Barrios for the WBC 147-pound title this coming July 19th in Las Vegas. Manny Pacquiao is 46 years old and has officially been retired for 4 years now. And as much as it sucks to admit it, obviously this is no longer the same Pacquiao, and it's been evident not only from his last professional fight against Ugas, but also based on his most recent exhibition fight. Now, in theory, Pacquiao's power is still there, and I feel like it's always
Pacquiao previously served as a senator from 2016 to 22. He then made a bid for the presidency in the 2022 elections, but failed in the midterm elections on Monday. Pacquiao vied for a second stint in the Senate, but finished 18th in voting, one only. The top 12 made it. He joins the Canisa New York-based Hall of Fame next month as one of the most decorated boxers in history, a world champion in 8 divisions from flyweight to super welterweight. He appeared to end a 26-year career in 2021 with a record of August 2nd 62
for the most part. However, without the speed and his reflexes, in which Pacquiao has heavily relied to pretty much all throughout his career, that said power is kinda useless if he can't really put that into execution. This move to have Pacquiao return for a championship fight after a 4-year layoff is also a slap to many WBC fighters in the rankings. Not to mention, shows that in boxing, rules will always be bent depending on who's involved.
Barrios retained the World Boxing Council welterweight belt with a draw against Abel Ramos last November in Arlington, Texas, despite having been retired from the sport of boxing for several years now, with word that Manny Pacquiao will be returning to the ring to take his chances against World Boxing Council welterweight champion Mario Barrios. The sanctioning body has officially re-entered Pacquiao into their rankings, slotting him in number 5 in the world. This is really only relevant because the World Boxing Council rules state that its champions can only defend its titles against qualified challengers, so positioning Pacquiao as such is basically a necessary precursor for them sanctioning the Barrios fight.
No, Mario Barrios is the WBC champion, so who is he mandated to fight next? Do you have made that decision yet?
Well, at this time, Mario Barrios is going to fight Manny Pacquiao in July. That's a tremendous fight. It was released, PBC. Manny Pacquiao first title was the flyweight WBC, and he wants to retire as WBC champion, so he's fighting in the welterweight division.
Some might argue that such a move isn't really fair to active fighters who have now been pushed down the ratings, but that's just tough luck for them, because their names don't bring the World Boxing Council nearly as much money or notoriety as a living legend like Pacquiao, even if he is 46 years old. And without a win since 2019, Pacquiao will challenge Barrios for the WBC's World Welterweight title on July 19th in Las Vegas. Eddie Hearn has doubts over making a fight between Manny Pacquiao and Jiren Boots Ennis should the legendary Pacquiao return to the sport. There are strong reports that link Pacquiao to a fight with World Boxing Council welterweight title holder Mario Barrios in July, like we were.
Me for mentioning that fight, like Conor Benny's Boots, you know, but he still hasn't had those wins yet. So, you know, I like to see great fighters just slowly fade out of the sport, but also at the same time, if they feel good, if they feel they can be competitive, and there's a lot of money to be made, I also get.
Rumors rumors surrounding this bout grew further when Pacquiao entered the WBC's welterweight rankings at number 5 this week. This has proven controversial, with Pacquiao having been inactive since losing his World Boxing Association title to Yordenis Ugas back in 2021, and not registering a win since beating Keith Thurman in 2019. All the same, he is now ranked high enough for a title shot. Only a fighter in the top 15 can fight for the full title. Hearns Matchroom Boxing currently promotes Ennis, the Unified International Boxing Federation and World Boxing Association welterweight title holder, and is having problems securing a unification with World Boxing Organization title holder Brian Norman Jr. Answer is probably.
Say to them.
Well, I'm so thankful to the fans so coming here to witness the fight live. I'm really appreciative of your effort to come here. Even despite of this pandemic, you have time to watch live the fight. And I'm sorry that we lost tonight, but I did my best, and I apologize.
We're still complaining. A reputable news source asked Hearn if he would try to make a unification between Pacquiao and Ennis should the 46-year-old Pacquiao defy Father Time and defeat Barrios. I mean, 1, he won't beat Barrios, Hearn said, and 2, I'm not going to stand here with my righteous hat on and say it's an absolute disgrace that Pacquiao is fighting. But I just can't believe you can just literally disappear from boxing for 5 years, be 46 years old, and B, I think shot is disrespectful, but by no means a fighter you were, and just phone up the governing body and go, stick me in at number 5, mate. It's like, at least put him in at 14. Do you know what I mean? Why would you put him at 5? Why would you put him in at all?